the things I am sharing a lot in my coaching practice and in my writings as well is about helping people to live their dreams. Dean and I, when we first met in 1968, we realized we had a resonance. Our dreams were very similar. And even though we had quite different backgrounds, we had a lot of passion about helping make the world a better place. And in the process, we became involved in video. And that was a doorway for us to even learn more about the new changes that were happening in the world in terms of a raising of consciousness, becoming a more spiritual society, and finding ways that people can be empowered themselves. And plus, I remember when I was living in New York, there was a play on off-Broadway, and it was called Do Your Own Thing. Do Your Own Thing. Well, a lot of people misunderstood that concept, and they thought it was, I'll do anything I want. And that really wasn't quite the idea. I think it was more about just because your father wants you to be a doctor or your mother wants you to be a lawyer or whatever, that doesn't mean that's what you want. And that it's really important to identify what it is that are your gifts and passions. And that way you can kind of guide your life in the direction of realizing dreams that are truly your own dreams, and it isn't just the dreams of society or the dreams that your family or parents might have thought would be good for you. So often we end up with different dreams than maybe our families would have wanted, but that's not a bad thing. So just that whole process of deciding what it is you want to do in life, what are your gifts. I think it's important to identify what your gifts and talents are, because each person is different. Some people would rather be homemakers and raise a family quietly and just be all cozy in that way, and that's perfectly fine. Other, say, women might want to get out and rise the corporate ladder in the business world, and that's fine too. Our passion was about through our music and through our art forms and through my writing and the videos that we've made has been about discovering the new and evolving practices and principles that have been coming onto the planet. And I say new, they're not even new, really, they're ancient. But often what happens is there are dips and waves in the way life goes on. So we're at a point in the 60s and 70s, we were at this amazing time when so much was happening, so many new ideas, new ancient ideas. I remember having a talk with someone, realizing we know what we're against, because in those days we were against discrimination, we were against war, we were really concerned about the injustices in the world, but then we didn't really quite know what we were for. We didn't know what the opportunities or the options were. So Dean and I spent years traveling around in a school bus and videotaping everything we came across that we were interested in. And so we began to understand things a lot more, and how it fit with us, and how we could incorporate more spiritual practices and more environmental awareness, really very much about honoring the earth. And that, of course, was our connection with Native Americans, who really taught us so much about Mother Earth. And also just the awareness in general in our culture was more toward, there's some serious things we need to consider. It might have even started out as cleaning up litter and a bit about pollution, but it quickly evolved to understanding all the implications of living a balanced and sustainable life. And so I'm really happy that today, in this day and age, many young people are already awakened to those ideas. And then we as a society are asking, I think, real questions about what do we need to do as human beings to live in harmony with the planet, in harmony with other people, and take what we need but not too much, and then give back. So these are just some things that have always been on our minds, and then step by step, how do you do it? What do you do? What do you need to do? For instance, in our case, we needed to support our family. So then, how do we make the videos that we were producing, and then the audio recordings, the music, and the guided meditations? How were we able to put those into some kind of a form and create a business for them? So step by step, we did it, and here we are today, feeling that we've succeeded in many ways, but there's still so much more work to do. And now the good news is that there's lots of help, a lot of help, and a lot of young people who already are practically born knowing these things. It took us a long time to kind of learn them, but I think today, in this wonderful time that we live in, even though you read the news and you think it's terrible and oh dear, that's happening, but when you can look at it in an overall perspective, you'll see that there's really quite a bit that we have succeeded in, and a ways to go, of course. So living your dream, everyone's dream is different. How do you take the parts of the vision of your dream and do the step-by-steps to manifest them and to earn a living, to support yourself, to support your family, and to raise happy children? That's what our goal is.